Hi everyone, this is Chandra with C. Diane Designs. Welcome back. Thank you for stopping by. So today, I want to talk to you about your feelings. Now, that's a subject that most people truly try to avoid. But there comes a time in your life, could be more than one time, that you'll have to talk about your feelings or you'll feel compelled to talk about your feelings. And you may not always appreciate the feedback that you get. So let's talk about it a little bit. I have a dear friend that recently went through a really nasty divorce. She didn't see it coming, and it was very traumatic, very disappointing, very life altering. Now, like most people, she's at home a lot. She's indoors a lot, and has come to rely on social media to fill in some of the gaps of her social life and some of the isolation, some of the loneliness that she's been feeling. So one day she was feeling particularly, I guess you could say, bad about what was happening to her. And she went online. She went on social media and she posted a statement. I really miss my old life. I don't understand what happened. Blah, 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 so on and so forth. So most people, knowing her, they responded what I would call with empathy and mostly appropriately, saying, you'll get through this, brighter days are coming, don't worry about it, just the typical statements of consolation, a few lighthearted comments about divorce, relationship breakups. But this one person responds with, get over it already. You have your children, you have a job, you have a place to live. And although my friend really doesn't like to talk about it or admit that it bothered her. And I could understand why. Most people, when they are, sharing their feelings or being vulnerable, or are just vulnerable in general and don't have an outlet for it, will share their feelings openly, and there's always someone waiting to say the wrong thing at the wrong time. And we may not always know what that person's intentions are, but it's what they said to you, certainly didn't help the situation. And that's what we're supposed to be doing as friends and neighbors and loved ones, is helping each other. And often, the old saying rings true every day. If you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. So with that, I wanted to talk to you about how this comes about, how you are in a vulnerable place and someone says something or even does something, but let's talk about saying something that can make you feel worse or, at the very least, not supported. Now, we've talked a lot about, in my past videos, boundaries. Some people have no idea of how to respect other people's boundaries. And it's kind of a broad, all-encompassing word, but in this aspect, in this situation, respecting a person's boundaries means that they are obviously vulnerable. I have a responsibility to not make that person feel worse. And if I can't do that, I should take a step back. So often if you're sharing your feelings and someone comes back really strongly toward you in a way that's not supportive, they're actually, violating your boundaries. And it may be something they do habitually, so it's on purpose. They feel entitled to say what they want to say when they want to say it. It doesn't matter who it is, and it doesn't matter the consequences. So that's an intentional boundary violation with that type of person. Then there's the person who, unintentionally violates your boundaries. Sometimes people don't know what to say. Sometimes people are so uncomfortable with other people showing vulnerability that they try to shut you down. And they may not be doing it on purpose, but that's their response to someone showing their feelings. And even though it's unintentional, it's still inappropriate. And then you just have your busybodies, which are also often boundary violators. You have your busybodies. They're in everybody's business. They have to tell everybody, what they think they should be doing, and they create the situation where people will pile on, and they've just created an air of chaos, a chaotic situation. So that's a type of person that you're dealing with too, a busybody, someone that just can't mind their own business to save their own life. And in all of this, you have to realize that your feelings, honestly, are not for everyone's consumption. How you feel from day to day, from moment to moment, is really most often not any of anyone's business but your own, and the people that you know that really love and care about you and know how to treat you. So, something to consider too. Your feelings are not for everyone's consumption. So, there are 3 things that you can do, I think, to put this situation in perspective. The first one is, I believe in communication. I haven't always been the best communicator, but as I've matured and became an adult, communication is very important. And when someone does something that I feel uncomfortable with, I'll let them know. And this can do 2 things. This can get that bad feeling off your chest. You put it out into the open. The discussion is out there, and that can only move you further to resolving the issue. The other thing is, the person may not even know that they're doing it. They may be so used to, being the life of the party, or people genuinely rely on them for their input or their advice. And so they feel like they need to tell everyone what they feel about everything at any given time. Sometimes these people mean no harm. It's still important to communicate so that they can reflect on what happened, and they can try to avoid creating another situation like that in the future. And the last thing really is monitor yourself, which is really difficult to do at times when we're grief-stricken, we're overwhelmed, we're tired, our defenses are down. We want confirmation we want validation of our feelings, of where we are in life, We want people to recognize what has happened to us, what brought us to this point where we're sharing and being so vulnerable on social media. Social media, people, you have people that want to be genuine meeting up with people who don't know how to be genuine. So there's a lot going on there that I would say keep your feelings off of social media as much as possible. Send someone a direct message, let them know how you feel, someone you trust. And if you find you can't trust them, move on to the next person. Try not to take it personally. So with that, I just want to say, these are challenging times. Life is always challenging, but I know that it's been a little more challenging lately. Take care of yourself. Take care of your feelings. Know your audience. Know who you're talking to about any given thing, so as not to cause yourself more harm and put someone else in a position where they don't know how to respond or be responsible. So just want to say that to you. Enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your week, and take care.